Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about something, and I want y'all to stick with me. Um, I don't know how this is going to sit with everybody who normally watches this channel, but just hear me out. Because we are in a situation in the United States where there's a group of people that are stretched pretty thin, that they've hit their limit. And we've got to figure out a way to kind of relieve some of the burden that's on them. We have to figure a way to help law enforcement, you know. And I think the easiest way to do this is to acknowledge the fact that they're asked to do just way too much. I think that's the best way to look at it. We ask them to handle a whole bunch of situations. And a lot of them, they don't really need to be handling. They could be handled better by somebody else. So maybe that's what we should do. We're talking about taking all sorts of other stuff away from them. Why don't we take away some of their responsibilities? Make it easier for them to do their job. I think most people in the United States would say we want law enforcement focused on the important stuff. You know, the stuff that actually has somebody that's negatively impacted. So let's start there. If there's an infraction and there isn't a person other than the person involved that's negatively impacted, we can remove that from law enforcement's purview. Something like truancy. I mean, think about it. There's no reason for a cop to be involved in that. Not really. It's just the way we've always done it. We could probably do it better in a different way. I would suggest that counselors and social workers probably do a better job at that. No reason for a cop to be involved in that. Think about the homeless calls they have to deal with. Most times, again, social workers, counselors, people who could refer them to programs they need. It would be helpful if they had housing programs and jobs programs, could refer them to get any assistance they might need. We can't ask cops to handle everything. We don't want a nanny state, right? Think about petty possession of substances. A small change in the legislation, that's not even a crime anymore. It gets handled by counselors. And since there's no risk of getting like matching bracelets, there's probably not going to be any resistance to it. Would make sense. And we can allow law enforcement to be more effective by focusing on the situations that we really need them for. And I know it's the U.S. So the big question is going to be, well, how are you going to pay for this? And it's simple. We're asking law enforcement to do less so we can take some of their funding, put it towards these other programs. One might say you could defund them. If you liked what I was saying up till that point, you support that. I presented it in this way because President Obama said the slogan wasn't very good. He's a smart guy, so sure, why not give it a shot? I don't think it matters, to be completely honest. I don't think anybody really misunderstands this if they looked into it. I think either they were manipulated or they just don't understand how the government works. And I know people get mad about that. No, I understand. I'm a patriot. Sure you are. Then why are you worried about what federal politicians say about this? Your local cops are funded at the local level. But it's mostly federal politicians out there riling people up about this, grandstanding on it. Because they can. Because they don't have to do anything about it. They can talk about it and use it as an emotional issue to manipulate people. But at the end of the day, they don't really control the purse strings. They can't be held accountable for it. Small changes in the way we do things reduces the burden on law enforcement and helps the police, and also removes them from situations in which they probably shouldn't be involved in. And given the culture in law enforcement right now, it would be safer for everybody if they weren't involved in it. This is one of those things that there's no reason to oppose it. it makes complete sense. Opposing this is just a show of being manipulated. Why would you not want the most effective people dealing with something? Why would you not want to put funding where it would do the most good? I don't think the slogan matters because those who oppose it never really looked into the policy to begin with. But maybe that helped somebody. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.